Hi, welcome to RC Kicks. On today's show, I want to go through a few massive changes that are coming to the channel. So before we kick off, pause the video, go and make a cup of tea, come back, sit down, and when you're ready, press play and we'll carry on. Good, done, nice cup of tea, excellent. So, I don't know how many of you know about this, but for the last, since Christmas, I've been working 3 days a week for a company, and the rest of the time I've been putting into my YouTube channel. Now, unfortunately, I thought this was going to pan out and work quite well, but unfortunately, going from full-time to part-time, the company that I worked for still needed me to do just as much work. So unfortunately, trying to control the amount of hours that I put into working for that company didn't really pan out. I was ending up doing full-time hours, but then only earning part-time wages. So I was doing the same work for less money than I was before. So that didn't really work out. Plus, I do a lot of traveling, and I was flying off to India and all kinds of places, and I travel around the UK lots. So this was all eating up more and more of my time and giving me less free time to pursue the YouTube channel thing. So it came to a bit of a head when I asked for my time back, more of my time back, and I decided that it wasn't going to work out. So I've actually handed my notice in, and I am actually leaving my company. So that means I am going full-time on YouTube from next month. Now, that is a pretty bonkers idea, especially with a channel that is so small that makes pretty much almost nothing really. But to really grow something on YouTube now, the amount of time, effort that's required is more than a full-time job. And I really am enjoying myself, and I'm loving what I'm doing, and things are growing at a reasonable pace. But to give it a fair shot, you really have to invest in it. So the plan is to go full-time on YouTube and invest as much time and effort as I can into growing the channel. Now, the problem with that means that I'm not earning a wage. So now this is obviously something that can't just go on forever, but I've got a reasonable window of time where, as long as I see decent growth and things progress, then I can justify the loss of earnings. I might be able to do a little bit of part-time work here and there, depending on companies that I worked for in the past and things like that, but there's nothing in the pipeline as such for that at the moment. Now, you can ask yourself, why? Well, I've worked for companies for a long time, and the kind of work that I was doing wasn't just a 9 to 5. It was basically a full-time thing. Lots of traveling, lots of being away, and I've been doing that now for 20 years. And I just didn't want to do it anymore. So there was that. And being away from the family all the time, and the stress of the job and the amount of effort, and it's a very serious job. So I decided that I just didn't want to do that anymore. It wasn't a good thing for me and how I want my life to progress. So this is something that I really want to achieve, but obviously it comes with a risk. Everything comes with a risk, but I want to give it a go. And luckily, my beautiful wife is very patient, and she just rolls her eyes at me and says, well, get on with it. So that's the plan. So what's my dream? Well, the dream is to be able to support myself financially and be full-time doing exactly this. Now, we're a long way from being there. We're down here, but it is possible to slowly move up there. But it's a lot harder now than it's ever been. So I've got to look at different ways to bring revenue into the business so that I can justify the ongoing. So there's a few things I can do. One is obviously I'm getting, I get advertisement revenue, but it's tiny. Then you can do things like business sponsorships. So I'm hoping that as the channel grows, I will be able to attract more business opportunities where I can review products, get in kits, getting different bits and pieces, review things. And there's that aspect to it. So if you are an RC online company and you would like me to review things, obviously I'd give honest reviews, please get in contact. Email is below. So that's one aspect, hopefully grow the business side of things. Merchandising, so I will be bringing merchandising to the channel, so if you would love to help out the channel, then picking up some of the merch would be fantastic. Also, there's the Patreon. I've set up a Patreon account, so if you would like to support the channel, I will put a link to the Patreon below. So that's another way to hopefully try and claw a little bit more to be sustainable, so I can just keep pumping out lots and lots of content for you. And then the other side of it is buying and selling RC cars and things like that. To be honest with you, I'm pretty rubbish at it, because I buy things, I like them, and then I keep them. So that doesn't really pan out. So I've got to change, and I've got to work on that to cycle cars out and things like that, because I keep buying more and more and the wife will shoot me. So there's that side of it. So what's the vision? Well, the vision is that I want to get to a stage where I can rent a big unit, and I can put in a indoor track, I can have an outdoor track, a crawler track, and I have this idea of having a big glass wall with a studio behind it, so that when people come, they can see the studio for RC Kicks, watch it being filmed, see the cars that are being worked on, and that aspect. So that's all kind of how I like to tie it all together, and then have sort of a cafeteria and a shop, and you know, that's sort of how I see it. And I'd like to put a go-kart track in there as well. So this is kind of like the dream of where I'd love RC Kicks to go. So it's obviously going to take a long time, and it's a big road, and I'm just sort of starting out. It's only been a year and a few months so far, but that's the plan. So if you would like to support, go over to Facebook, RC Kicks group, lots of commenting, join there, subscribe, hit the bell notification, comment below. Your help is what will make this possible. It's down to how many people I can get to watch the videos, subscribe, interact, and things like that. And that's how the business will grow. So that's pretty much it. So thanks very much. Please like and subscribe. It's going to be an interesting ride this year. So stay tuned. Bye-bye. Check out one of these RC Kicks videos for some more RC fun.